What is... No, I'm joking. What is going on YouTube? 088 here. I'm here with my sister Kevy, and we have finally seen Captain America's Civil War. We saw it 2 days ago, so we didn't come in up straight away and just start doing the review. We thought, let's let it sink in for a bit. Let's, you know, not get overhyped, and let's just focus, calm down, and just talk about
ages to calm down.
So anyway, it was fucking sick.
I was waiting for that.
No, it was epic. It was absolutely just brilliant. Obviously, this is a non-spoiler review. We're not going to go into any spoilers whatsoever. We're just going to say, you know, the good stuff, and we're just going to say what's good, what's bad, and you know, just in a roundabout way that we can, so don't spoil it. So let's start with the good. Kevin, what did you like about it?
Honestly, so good. Okay, I wasn't expecting it. I personally was like, okay, new Spider-Man, blah blah blah, like it's gonna be sick, but I might not get into it. No, he's amazing. Like he's really good.
Nailed.
Really good.
Peter Parker, he nailed Spider-Man. I mean, we haven't seen loads of him. There's only a little bit you see of him. Well, not a little bit. It's like quite a good bit.
It's a good amount.
It's a good amount.
But
from what we got, it was.
I wanted more though. I didn't realise how good he was.
Yeah, he's so
really
good. He's so good as Spider-Man. He's one of the best like stand-up performances of the whole thing, and obviously. Yeah, it's just. Oh,
he was really good.
What can you say about spoiling it? It's the part in the big action and set piece fight in the airport bit. He's just crazy there. Like he stole the show there pretty much.
And you have to remember that he's only what 15, 16.
16, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just
like his Aunt May, and I don't want to go into too much what's going on with Aunt May. I can't really. It's like it's all spoilers. I don't want to spoil it, so I don't want to say too much. But it's all good.
No, but it was really good.
It's definitely a younger Aunt May. You guys know that Marissa Tomei plays Aunt May, and it's definitely like, you know, it's quite clear that, you know, they're aware it's younger Aunt May as well. It's like it's a new take on Spider-Man, very more hip, young Spider-Man, but not hip as in Andrew Garfield hip, where he's like a bit too cool and that. But you didn't get enough time to see how cool Peter Parker really is.
But for me,
nerdy, he just.
Like from what I saw, like he's definitely like what I would call like a modern day nerd.
Yeah.
But not in a kind of like weird way, just in a way.
The thing is, we don't know enough yet because like in today's age, like a nerd is cool. It's cool to be a nerd, you know. We're all nerds, and like. And when Peter Parker was created, he was like a nerd then, but it wasn't cool back then. He was like an underdog who was getting bullied. So I don't know how they're going to do that. They have to portray that in a solo film. But in Civil War, there's not really time to see it. Yeah, internet bullying or something. I don't know what they're going to do to him, but not enough about internet. I don't even want to talk about how Tony knows about Spider-Man in it.
Well, we don't.
They don't really go into that too much. We'll talk about that and maybe in the bad side. Other good stuff was the story, which was brilliant.
Yeah,
right? Storyline's really good. Like it's not what you expect. There's been so many theories and so many like these breakdown trailer things, and everyone thinks they know what's going on, but you really don't know. You don't know what's going on. The story, like you think you got it all down. You think you could watch all the TV spots, and you're like, I've seen the whole film now. No, you ain't seen the whole film. Trust me, you ain't seen nothing. Like the shit that's in the story is just like, what? No, what? No, I didn't think they were gonna do that. I didn't think they were gonna do that. I didn't think they were gonna do that. Oh shit! That's like wow.
Yeah, definitely.
The action is absolutely like superb. Like. You know, just the fighting scenes that obviously, like I've mentioned before, the 17-minute airport fight is just out of this world.
Yeah, that's really good.
The way they shot the like all the characters doing their powers and everything like that, like Scarlet Witch, like not just in the airport scene, but in the scenes before that, you see her do certain things, and she's just really like. You know, she's really stood out, like, since Age of Ultron. It's like the Russos took all the characters from Age of Ultron, pretty much all of them, and just made you really feel them in this one. Like, more depth. There's a little bit of a thing going on with Scarlet Witch and Vision, where it's like, you see them converse more, and it's just interesting.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is... I still don't know.
Just say it. If it's a spoiler, I'll cut it out.
Vision's hilarious. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny. That's not a spoiler. to say he's funny. But the thing about Vision is, you think he's a serious character. Why is he funny? But he's funny in a like unintentional way, like like you know,
which I love. I love that kind of humour.
Yeah, he's like kind of, you know, a fish out of water sort of thing, you know. And then he's just trying to react to things, doesn't understand how things work, and he's just really funny in a good way, you know. That's what I love about like Marvel's starting to get the tone a bit better now, where they can balance out humour and action and still keep the seriousness of everything, you know. Like obviously there are some bits, me personally, I found that they went a bit too far with the humour, like mainly in the big action set piece, but I'll go into that when we talk about the bad stuff. Right. Like, yeah.
But yeah, I found Vision very funny and just...
Any other good things that stood out to you?
There's so many. I can't think. It's so hard because obviously, like when you said, we watched it like 2 days ago. Yeah. So you have to digest everything.
Yeah, because we've only seen it once. It's like basically just literally our first impressions.
Watch it again tomorrow.
Got to watch it again tomorrow. So it's just intense. Like Black Panther.
Okay. Black Panther. I mean, come on. I did not expect him to be that good. Like the actor played it so well. Yeah. Played it so well. Like
played it straight, played it serious, you know.
Yeah, like just, you know, how it would have been. I can't explain it, but it's just very good. Very, very good.
Like Black Panther was you know, how do I even explain it now without spoiling it? He's just, when he comes in, he's got proper motivation. Like, you see exactly why he's involved in the whole thing. You believe it, and like
nothing like gets in his way though. No sort of like nothing like.
Yeah, it doesn't.
He's got one goal.
He's got one goal.
To try and do it. Like he does everything
no matter what.
Body to
like
do
you
it.
believe in his story and everything like that. He's kind of like an outcast for everyone. Obviously, he joins Team Iron Man, but like there's a reason for that, and you know.
But even though he's in that team, but it still seems like he's still got his own agendas. Like, he still wants to do his, like, even though he's within a team, he's still like.
And then you see him grow towards the end of the film. You see him grow as a character. You see him. You realize why he's a true hero. Like there's a certain thing that happens at the end, and it makes him realize that it's not the right way, and then you know he becomes the Black Panther that you know from the comics, right. You know? And then he just, the way they played it was so sick. The accent was really good. It wasn't too over the top. It wasn't too English. You know, sometimes.
One of our over there, we were thinking, you're gonna sound like Nigerian.
Yeah, it was like, what kind of shit is this? Captain America? No, he's not like that.
Nothing like that.
He's regal, African, but it's not. You know, sometimes when they try and do it African, but not do posh, it almost sounds like English.
It's actually stronger than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's quite strong.
Yeah, it's quite strong, which I didn't think they'd do.
But they did it in a way that it wasn't stupid. You know, like he's a prince, and he's just really, you know, sophisticated. With, you know, it's really good. It's really good. So much good stuff. Yeah, just I can't even talk about any other good stuff without spoiling it. It's just the story is very tight. You believe in all the character motivations, or at least the main characters, anyway. But now I want to talk about. I don't want to make it too long. I want to talk about some of the stuff that I personally wasn't. You know, the stuff that I didn't like is really nitpicky. It's not.
Yeah,
really,
It's not like
major issues. Yeah. Like, it's still a sick film. Like, put it this way, it's 9 out of 10. It would have been a 10 out of 10, but there's certain things that just pulled it back to 9 for
Nothing's
me.
perfect.
Yeah, nothing's perfect, but yeah, it's just minor kind of things. But like, for example, this is a massive nitpick. This is a massive nitpick. But you know, like when you go to different locations, they show you a little title card of the location. Yeah. And for some reason, like all the title cards of the locations were like really big and took up the whole screen.
But to be honest, wait.
Kind of weird.
Before we sort of get into it, like we watched it in BFI.
Yeah, we watched it in the BFI, the biggest IMAX in Europe, not England, Europe. And like obviously the screen was huge.
But we honestly think that might have ruined it for us.
Yeah, because that IMAX, the BFI IMAX we watched it in, it seemed like some scenes were really like shaky, and because it was 3D as well, and when you turned or tilted a bit, the 3D would be a bit wonky. I don't know if that was the IMAX. Because it's so
big, it doesn't actually cover everything. So we're wondering. So obviously we're seeing it tomorrow. We're just seeing it in normal, just IMAX.
Yeah, so we were getting cocky about the BFI IMAX if you watch my previous videos.
Yeah.
It turns out it wasn't that great, so, at least.
But
not
also... Not for this film anyway, too much action going on for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, I've read some other people's thoughts on the film, and they said there was a bit of shaky cam, and I was like thinking, oh, maybe it was just a BFI that did that, but no, if they're saying it, then there must be. I don't know what the Russos did, because in Winter Soldier there was nothing really like that, but
maybe they're trying to make it more realistic, you know, like if you were actually there, that's how it would be.
But like there's certain scenes like the beginning action sequence, and you guys saw in the trailer with Bucky and Cap in the stairway action sequence, there's quite a bit of shaky cam there, which kind of, you know, it's like, whoa, you know, it's just like, you know, everyone hates shaky cam. It's really annoying, hard to see. It was kind of it was a bit weak in that point, but it's very minuscule. You still enjoy the action and stuff. Like, but in that again, in that 17-minute car park brawl, not car park.
It was just 17 minutes.
Yeah, it was 17 minutes.
God,
that airport brawl. That didn't have any shaky cam at all. It seemed like they really focused on that.
There's a lot of
there was no shaky cam in that. It was a sick fight. Like you couldn't. It wasn't like because
I felt like we saw a lot of because obviously, you know, they're fighting each other, but you saw a lot of their powers. Like I mean, you see their powers in the other films, but you just see it so much more now. When it's against like their friends and stuff, it's just like, why are they using that on them?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Don't use that. That's like your friend. Like, it's just weird.
The powers was it's funny.
Nice surprises.
The airport fight I was saying is a bit too comedic as points. When it starts, the airport fight, they're kind of a bit lenient on each other. Obviously, they're not trying to kill each other. They're trying to capture each other.
Yeah.
Or at least Captain America's team trying to defend themselves while Tony's trying to capture them, right? So they're kind of a bit, not jokey, but they're kind of light-hearted about it all. And then, like, Vision comes in, and then all of a sudden it gets serious.
Yeah, he's like the big dad. Like, he comes in, he's like,
kids, stop messing about, time to get serious. And then everyone just suddenly fixes up and gets serious. When they start fighting, there's the bits that I didn't like was how certain characters will be comedic when they shouldn't be. Like, obviously, certain characters are really invested in this fight. It's really important to them. You know, it's everything to them. But they might crack a joke at a certain point in that fight, and it kind of took it out.
Yeah, it makes it less serious a little bit.
It makes it less serious. Like, obviously, when people like Spider-Man or Ant-Man, who aren't that invested in the fight and who are naturally funny characters anyway, crack a joke is hilarious, it's brilliant, it's perfect.
I mean, it makes more sense, you know, they've been brought in.
But when someone like, I'll say Bucky for argument's sake, doesn't mean he does, but I'm just saying Bucky, like, you all guys know he's serious, he's a proper serious character. If he starts cracking a joke, he's like, what? You know, so there's certain bits like that in the fight that kind of off-putting, but apart from that, the fight was absolutely superb.
I have to say as well, Falcon has definitely like been upgraded. Like in the last film, he was like,
and he's really funny in this film as well.
Yeah, but it's good funny.
But not funny as annoying. Like you believe his humour in the film.
But he's definitely been taken so much more seriously in this film. Yeah. So much more seriously, like, you know.
He was close enough to being the next, like, Hawkeye's side character that no one cares about. Yeah. But no, he's definitely above that. He does some cool moves, like, later on in the film that, you know, there's a big trailer moment where, like, you've all seen and wondering, what's that about? I'm not going to say what it is. But Falcon does something in that moment that's really cool. And it's like, whoa, he's so sick, like, it's really good.
No, he's awesome.
It's really good.
Absolutely awesome.
I was trying to remember, there was one bit I wanted to talk about now, I can't remember what it was.
War Machine's quite a shock as well, but I love.
War Machine was pretty good as well.
Yeah,
he didn't have that. It didn't seem like he had that much screen time. War Machine. As much as everyone else.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, okay, like I said this when I came out of cinema. I was like, all right, you know, Don Cheadle, he's all right now.
Yeah, because we have this thing where we don't like Don Cheadle. We love Terrence Howard. We love Terrence Howard in Iron Man 1. He was brilliant, and Don Cheadle just didn't seem to fit.
Chemistry between Robert Downey Jr. and Terrence Howard, like it was real.
Through the roof. If you
they were ad-libbing, they were doing their own thing.
We believed they were friends, but for some reason Don Cheadle and Robert Downey Jr. I don't know. They probably have something going on, but it just we never felt it. But yeah, he's good in this. He's definitely gotten up there now. He's much better now.
A lot of the characters have gotten up there, haven't they? See a bit of backbone from the ones that you probably didn't think so.
That had backbone.
Yeah.
You see more backbone from them, yeah, definitely. And Oh man, it's just hard to do without spoiling, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's a good movie.
There's now the comic. One of my other nitpicks is like there's loads of bits that are a lot like the comic. Like wow, that's just like Civil War the comic. But then there's bits where it was like the comic, and I just had to add one little touch or one little line or one little move or action. I was like, wow, that could have been just like the comic, but they didn't do it.
Yeah.
It was just a little minor disappointment. Obviously, only comic readers will feel that. But like, put it this way: if you're wanting this to be like the comic a lot, then you're going to be probably a little bit disappointed. It's more like...
Well, I disagree.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously haven't read the comic properly,
I know,
the main story, but like there's certain bits that could have been more like the comic, make it feel even more like nerdy and a bit Easter eggy of like bits. But but if you watch this film and think, this is its own version of Civil War, its own story,
with a little bit of the comics,
with bits of the comic
that's
thrown
why
in,
I find it amazing.
Its own version is absolutely outstanding.
That's why
it's a sick film. Like if you try to compare it too much to the comic, you probably get a bit disappointed. But if you like
if you let it be its own film,
let it be its own story within the Marvel universe, it's just really good.
Because then when you do notice those comic book things, you'd be like, oh my god, they actually said that. Like, it's more exciting for you.
Yeah, there's certain lines from the Civil War comic they say in this, or other characters say, and it's like, oh shit, that's from the comic. Oh shit.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. That's some good bits
it's really
there.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't think anything else we need to say. That's spoilery. The after credit scene. All I'm gonna say is
just wait till the very, very, very end. Like, don't leave. Obviously, if you're watching Civil War, then you understand how it goes.
Apparently, the after credit scene is gonna be different in America. They're gonna get a different one at the very end one.
Guys in America.
But the mid credit scene, the post credit scene, what was it, mid credits? Yeah. Mid credit scene is really cool. It really shows you, oh shit, really shows you what's gonna happen next in the Marvel universe. Without spoiling anything. I'll just say one thing. The stakes are really, really high at some points in the film, like near towards the end and stuff like that. Really high and intense, and like almost make you want to switch sides. Let's say you came in as Team Cap, there's certain things that make you want to switch to Team Iron Man.
I was hoping.
There's certain things that make you want to switch back to Team Cap again. It's really mind-bending stuff.
Throughout the film, I was like, well, is he right? Is he right? Like I was switching like back and forth.
And the way they integrate Bucky's storyline with the whole Accords and the registration storyline is really interesting. Like they mixed it in very well. They used the characters very well. The thing is though, the Russos said something about Spider-Man, that they needed Spider-Man badly in this film to because it's for the storyline purposes. But when you watch it, you don't really. It feels like he was like if they took Spider-Man out, you wouldn't really miss him from the story. But Spider-Man was brilliant in the story. Like Spider-Man was really cool to see.
For us to see him as
fans and how he was played and how Tom Holland played him. It was really good. It was amazing.
Yeah,
from a business perspective and fan perspective, we needed to see Spider-Man in this. Yeah. But storyline, with the way they wrote the story, he wasn't like essential.
Desperate.
Like there's certain things I would have done to make him more impactful to the story. Like I would have said Spider-Man should be the reason why they stopped fighting or something, because he's a kid, he's innocent.
I kind of see why they might think that
have him like that.
I kind of see why they might think it's important, but I think it's just because Tony needs some more bodies.
Yeah.
The same as how Captain America needs some.
Yeah, it's like they just needed some more men on their teams. The thing that's interesting is Captain America needed bodies for different reasons apart from just war, which is quite interesting. I won't go into that too much. Just so there's more stuff going on there. I
feel like there's like a million storylines. Like there's a million things to do.
This wasn't just a Captain America. They said it was going to. It feels like a Captain America movie, but it was definitely it was Captain America 3. It was Iron Man 4. It was Avengers 2.5. It was all of those films in one, and it was a Spider-Man advert as well. Now usually when you say stuff like that, it's usually really bad. Like people hate that. Like they're cramming too much, they're trying to do too much, trying to do this. But the way the Russo brothers structured this film is like you believe everything. Everything just worked perfectly, and that's why Marvel's successful. Also, what if this film just come out now? People would be like, what the fuck's going on? But because this is such a massive 10-year history, you know, with Marvel, that you know you believe in everything they're doing in this film. Like, you love it. It's literally becoming a little kind of like a TV show. You know, there's one out, but it's just one out every year instead. You know, rather than every week. So it's really good. It's just really good.
That was awesome.
What would you give Civil War out of 10?
Civil War.
Civil War.
A 9.
9.
9. I was thinking 9.5, but I was like,
I would have given it a straight 10 if there were certain bits that it had, certain things.
But I feel like everyone could say that about different things.
Yeah,
though.
everyone will have their different things.
Yeah.
Baron Zemo, what did you think
Oh
of the
my
villain?
god, I was going to talk about that. He was, I think, an actor, brilliant. He was good. Really, really good. Like, I liked his storyline as well.
Oh yeah, he's really good at it. Was really good. It's probably, you know, people said he was kind of a bad villain, but for what he needed to do in the film, he was a good villain to me. A lot of people think he's a bad villain because he didn't, obviously there was more focused on Cap and Iron Man fighting each other and their teams, but Baron Zemo, you didn't need too much of him. He didn't need loads of screen time. It's not that kind of film where he's the bad guy like that. He's just in the shadows, lurking, doing his thing, and you just kind of believe what he's doing as well. And he did it. And you know, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil it. What happens with Baron Zemo and everything. But yeah, it's just interesting what they've done with him.
Yeah, he was really good. I think, I mean, the fact that, because obviously I think in our previous reactions we were like, I haven't seen Baron Zemo yet, but
there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
he's not meant to be like.
He's not supposed to be in the forefront like that.
He's not that. Yeah.
I think that's what makes his character even better, because he wasn't in the forefront. So you're just like, what is his story? Why is he here?
Yeah.
What does he want?
And then you find out towards the end.
Yeah, you find out
what's going on with him, and it's really quite interesting
really
stuff. So yeah, you know, I didn't mind Baron Zemo. A lot of people apparently didn't like him, as they thought it was one of the big flaws, but I thought what they needed him to do was fine. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Most people didn't like Baron Zemo.
Oh my gosh.
But I thought it was fine for what they needed him for, you know. He's not meant to be a big part of the film.
Is that nice burp?
Yeah, that did got that out of me.
Stinks.
But yeah, I had to get this review out as well.
I thought we could watch it again and then do another spoiler review, so we could be like really sure.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do a spoiler review, but I'm going to do some editing, do some crazy stuff, and if you see my other reviews, yeah, check those reviews out. I've got Age of Ultron review, check that out as well. And yeah, that's pretty much all we can say about this film, about spoiling it. We loved it. It was awesome. Little bits and pieces that I would have loved they could have easily done, and little nitpicks here and there, but apart from that, it's alright. It's a sick film.
Very action packed. It was very full. Like there was no sort of like.
You can see how
gaps.
they set up Infinity War a little bit towards the end as well. Like not like advertising it like how Age of Ultron advertises the next films and stuff like that, but they set up Infinity War in a way where, you know, you can see where how the characters may reconnect in a way, you know, for Infinity War. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. That's our non-spoiler review of Captain America Civil War. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like, subscribe, and we'll see you again. Peace.